hope your day is full of pom-poms and popsicle sticks and glue sticks and pipe cleaners and googly eyes and glitter and beads and string. I don't know. It was an arts and crafts theme. Scissors and those really fun scissors that when you cut, they make squiggly lines. I don't know what those are called. Those scissors, I remember the first time I held a pair of the squiggly scissors, my mind was blown. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. I could cut a paper with these scissors and look down and there's a fucking zigzag. Are you kidding me? This is the best day of my life. I like ribbon. I hope your day is full of ribbons and bows and sparkles and googly eyes and sparkly glue. And I'm sure I'm forgetting so many crafts. People are going to be up in the comments like, oh my God, how could you forget hot glue? How could you forget string? How could you forget? No, I don't know. I'm trying to think of what I saw at the craft store when I went to the craft store. Let me tell you this. I went to the craft store because I needed to frame something. And I think frame stores no longer exist, which makes sense because why the fuck were they even a thing to begin with? There used to be this frame store called Aaron Brothers. Does that even exist anymore? I went to the remains of an Aaron Brothers. It was in fact shut down. I wasn't shocked to see that. But then I was like, fuck, I need to get a frame. Where can I go? And then I went to Michael's Arts and Crafts store. And let me tell you, for a pandemic, Michael's Arts and Crafts store was bustling. Everyone, it was out getting craft shit. I don't know if everyone's getting in touch with their inner artist now because of pandemic or what's happening, but the store was packed. I was like, oh, I didn't realize there was a Black Friday sale happening at Michael's today. You know where else was really busy? Oh no, you want to know where else I tried to shop online and they had nothing? IKEA. What? Like 3 different things I wanted to buy off IKEA, they were sold out of. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize everyone's nesting and moving and we're like trying to organize their house because we're stuck at home. But 3 different things that weren't even that cool. They were just basic ass IKEA things that I needed for the house. They didn't have. They were sold out. Then they said, drive to Costa Mesa in Orange County to get that storage cabinet. And you know what I said? I said, fuck you, IKEA. And I went a completely different direction. And that, my friends, is a story that only a 33-year-old bored during a pandemic would tell. The IKEA diaries. I'm just like ranting. Like I'm telling you the stories that I would tell my husband if I had a husband and he would have to listen to me because we would be married. I'd be like, babe, let me tell you about the terrible time I had on the IKEA website today. And he'd be like, thanks, honey, pass the peas. And I'd be like, honey, those are not peas. They're green beans. I hate that you don't know your vegetables and you're a 47-year-old man. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I just went a whole other direction and that's fine. Guys, I got a flu shot. Why? Because I don't know. Last year I got the flu or what I thought was the flu. In hindsight, maybe it was COVID. I don't know, but it fucked me up. And I don't feel like dealing with that again. So I did get a flu shot. I am wearing flamingo slippers. Yes, that does seem arbitrary, but this episode is brought to you by Oh Yeah Socks. Check them out. ohyeah.com. That's 3 O's HYEAH.com. They have slippers, flamingo ones. They got these rainbow socks that I'm wearing and love so much. And they have so many different masks and bandanas that you can wear around your neck and pull up. They have a tie-dye one. They have a leopard print one. They have a Bob Ross one. They have masks that have straw holes so you can keep your mask on and sip your favorite bev. Again, discount code Sarah10. Head to ohyeah.com. Follow them on Instagram, Oh Yeah Socks. Discount code Sarah10. Also, this episode is presented by Libra Shops. Libra is an amazing dispensary. Their flagship store is in Palm Desert. I have been to so many dispensaries and the presentation at Libra is truly incredible. They have some of my favorite brands. They have Absolute Extracts. They have Care by Design CBD. They have different edibles from Breeze, from Plus. They have it all. And the people who work at Libra, they're not just bud tenders. They're bud baristas. They know what's happening. You have questions. They have answers. I was looking for a dominant sativa strain, and the bud barista that was working told me right away what to get. He pointed me in the right direction. And let me tell you, I was high as fuck on the best weed I've smoked in about 5 years. And I'm here to tell you, if you're looking for an amazing dispensary and you're in the desert area, or you're passing through the desert on your way to Arizona, or you're passing through Palm Desert on your way to LA, or you're passing through Palm Desert on your way to God knows where, maybe to your fucking pandemic bunker, stop by Libra Shops, support them. They support the show. Follow them on Instagram at Libra Shops. Head to their website, librashop.com. You can also place an order online, as they do offer delivery if you do not feel like braving a store during pandemic, then shop online. But either way, follow them, show them some love. Follow Oh Yeah Socks as well. Show them some love. They support the show. And guys, there would be no show without sponsors. So thank you guys so much for continuing to support the show, for listening. And I hope you guys enjoy this week's episode with me, Sara Weinshenk. Here it is. Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Shank. I'm Sara Weinshenk, and today's guest is me. I'm just going to interview myself. I have questions from you. I want to check in with you. I want to fill you in on what's going on with me. Let's get into it. Okay, first things first. Somebody asked me my 5-year plan, which I feel like that's especially rude to ask somebody during coronavirus. Like, I don't even know what my 5-minute plan is, let alone my 5-hour plan. Can we just back the fuck up here for a second? You know, I put it on my Instagram. I said, if you have podcast questions, send them. And somebody asked my 5-year plan, and I felt attacked. I just felt attacked. It's hard to even get through one day, let alone imagine 5 years. I mean, let's just get through November. Let's just get through today. Let's get through this Wednesday, guys. I met a baby named Vibes. Only in LA do you meet a baby named Vibes. Somebody asked me if I collect anything, and the only thing that I collect is vintage clothes. I don't collect stamps. I think if you collect like stamps or like matchbooks or like hotel soaps, there's something wrong with you. I don't know. I feel like it's a weird, if you get obsessed, collectors are weird because there's a difference between collectors and then hoarders, but it's a very thin line. Like, what's the difference technically between collector or a hoarder? Because I feel like hoarders in denial would classify themselves as collectors, right? At what point do you go from being a collector to a hoarder? These are questions that we need to ask. These are questions we need to talk about. These are subjects that are important. This is why I am talking about this stuff with you guys, because it might be a pandemic, but that won't stop me from answering these hard-hitting questions. What is the difference between a hoarder and a collector? Does anybody even know? Guys, if you've been following the podcast, you know that I thought that I threw out my ring in a trash can in the middle of coronavirus. So yes, I did put on a mask and rubber gloves and dig through a trash can in the hopes of finding the ring. I did not find the ring in the trash can, but I did find the ring. Look at it. How cool is it? I found it. So I basically dug through a trash can in the middle of coronavirus for no reason because I found the ring. I did have gloves on when I was doing it. Maybe that's why I said glove. I don't know, but I did find the ring that I thought that I threw out. It's German Kabirski. It's so cool. So that's exciting. That's an exciting update. as to what's been going on with me personally. I found a ring that I thought that I lost, and I did risk COVID digging through a trash can looking for it, but nonetheless, I did find it, just not in that trash can, just in a random bag like a few days ago. Okay, guys, that's the ring update. I did get people asking if that was a true story. Yes, that's definitely a true story. Who would lie about throwing out a ring and then digging through a trash can? Somebody asked me if it's tights weather. Listen, if you're cold and you want to wear tights underneath a dress, underneath a skirt, go ahead and do it. No one should stop you from doing it. I can't decide if it's tights weather for you. If you're cold and you want to wear tights, I say go for it. It's October. Now is the time, you know? It's officially fall. If it's cold where you are and you don't want to wear pants, put on a pair of tights. I love a pair of tights. Anyone who knows me knows I love a pair of tights, especially in the fall, especially in the winter, because I love dresses and skirts. So tights are a great way to stay warm and look chic. You heard it here. 5-year plan. Again, no idea. I wrote that like 5 times. 5-year plan, ? 5-year plan. And then I underlined it because I was like, I'm sorry. Should I be thinking about my 5-year plan? I mean, I used to think that I wanted to have a kid, but the longer that the pandemic continues and the more that the year 2020 unfolds, I'm starting to wonder if I really do want to have a kid. One of the main things that made me rethink having a kid. Well, first of all, I'm single, so I would like to have a kid with a partner, ideally a man partner. Ideally a guy who can pick up after himself, wants to have a kid, you know, all of that, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, so at first I used to think that I wanted to have a kid. So that was part of the 5-year plan. However, now with the pandemic, and recently I did move out of my parents to a guest house somewhere in an undisclosed location in Los Angeles, just away from the chaos of the city because the pandemic is too much for me. So I can be away from the city, but still in LA. So I'm really excited about that. And since I've moved, the place that I'm renting a guest house, and the people in the main house have been fostering a puppy. And right when I moved in, I said, oh, I want to get a puppy. Is that okay? And they said, we're actually fostering this puppy. He might need a home. We don't know if we're going to keep him because we have 4 cats, blah, 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 blah. If you want to do a dog share, you can just, you know, start taking the puppy on walks and seeing if maybe he would be a good fit for you, because we don't know if we're going to be able to keep him when the pandemic's over, and maybe this is your dog. So I've been spending time with this puppy. Okay. I was unaware of the fact that puppies are babies. Puppies are babies with fur. I had no idea. I thought puppies were a lot less work than puppies are. I am physically exhausted, and I spent one night with this puppy. He slept 3 hours because he had severe separation anxiety. I tried everything to calm this puppy down. I played a 15-hour-long soothing meditation soundtrack from YouTube for dogs. That didn't work. It did not calm him down. I did aromatherapy. I burned cedar wood for relaxation. I burned eucalyptus oil for releasing of the anxiety. I got all new age up in this bitch. I saged the dog. That didn't help. What else did I gave him a neck massage. I bought him a new bed. I bought him a toy. I tried everything to calm this dog down. I talked to him. I feel like the dog was pranking me. I feel like he was just fucking with me because I tried everything and he was getting treated like a total king. What I'm saying is this dog has made me rethink ever having a child because he is a high maintenance prince. Nobody tells you I thought dogs were chill. They need attention all of the time. You can't just leave your house if you have a dog. You have to really, look, I thought that I wanted a family, but this dog has been tripping me out, the whole thing, man. The level of responsibility of another life. I'm like, how do people do it? How do people have like 5 kids? How do people have 1 kid? How do people have 2 dogs and a kid? How do people do that? You know? I like having a clean home. I don't really love having hair everywhere. You know, there's that. I had to buy a new vacuum. Am I complaining about a dog? Yes, I am. Is it my dog? I don't even know if it's my dog. I'm doing a dog share. That's the most new age hippie shit I've ever heard of. What I'm saying is the puppy needs Prozac, and I'm on Prozac. So I'm wondering if perhaps we could get a deal. Only in LA would a human be on Prozac and their dog also be on Prozac. I guess it's better than both of us being on Adderall, though. Okay. Why buy a stress ball when you could just buy a vibrator? I mean, vibrators are the ultimate stress ball. People say, you know, are vibrators really that great? And let me tell you, I got a vibrator from this company. They mailed it to me. They're like, hey, try our vibrator. And I was like, okay. It was called Belasco. First of all, best vibrator I've ever received in my life. Better than a Hitachi wand. Better than, it was amazing. They're not even sponsoring this podcast. This is just a side note. If you're a woman or a man looking to buy a woman a gift, buy her a vibrator from Belasco. I don't even know if I'm saying the name right, but I loved that. I loved it. Loved it. What I'm saying is, fuck a stress ball, get a vibrator. Sorry guys, I guess get a fleshlight. Fleshlights are so gross to me. Like, oh, here's my pocket pussy that looks like a flashlight. I will say it's creative that they call them flashlights because they do look like flashlights. Was that intentional? It's gotta be. I don't know if you guys know this, but the guy who invented the mood ring is the same guy that invented the Thigh Master. So basically, he was controlling your bitch's mood and toning her thighs and getting paid for it. What I'm saying is this man's a genius. How do you pull that over on us twice? How do you even get away with making a mood ring a hit? If somebody gave me a mood ring, I'd be stoked. What I'm saying is if you want to Venmo me so I can buy a mood ring, go ahead. Sara Weinshenk. You can just put in the subject mood ring on me. No. Or Thigh Master. The Thigh Master was one of those things, like if your mom was hot in the 90s, then she for sure used a Thigh Master. Sorry for all of you guys who had unhot moms. Your mom was hot in the 90s if she used a Thigh Master and drank Slim Fast. First of all, Slim Fast doesn't get enough credit. Slim Fast tastes incredible. I'm sure it's terrible for you. I'm sure it has all kinds of weird chemicals because it's like a weird chocolate weight loss powder. But let me tell you, nothing like a chocolate Slim Fast on an empty stomach to just get your girl going. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm sorry. Why have lunch when I could just have a Slim Fast? And in the 90s, people did weird shit. They're like, oh yeah, we don't eat. We just drink Slim Fast now. Oh yeah, we'd take Fen-Phen. I don't know if you guys remember Fen-Phen. In LA, Fen-Phen was huge. It was like this amphetamine that was like a diet pill. And I remember like a bunch of my friends' moms were on it. And they all got like really skinny, but they were also definitely on speed. And that, my friends, was Fen-Phen. And that, my friends, is what it was like growing up in Los Angeles. Somebody asked what my favorite horror movie is. And I got to be honest, I hate horror movies. I scare really easily. I live in a whimsical world. I love Disney. I don't even like saying that I like Disney because I understand how unhinged it sounds as an adult woman to be like, I love Disney, but I do. I just don't fuck with horror movies. I don't like blood. I don't like guts. I don't like ghosts. I don't like any of that stuff. It freaks me out. I did get fingered in the movie Signs. That's just a fun fact for you. Sorry, Mom, but it did happen. The first time I got fingered actually was in the movie Signs. That's probably the last horror movie I saw, unless The Ring came out after Signs. I don't know my horror movie catalog or the chronological. Wow. I would like to buy a vowel. The chronological order of what came first, Signs or The Ring. I believe Signs and then The Ring. The Ring was haunting. I cried and covered my eyes the entire time. The only thing I vaguely remember is the girl, and she had like her hair was like in front of her face. Wasn't she like this? And she like came out of a well, I think. Or just like you played the tape. I don't even really know what happens, but it's like, so doesn't the girl from The Ring, like, isn't she like this and her hair's all in her face? I could be doing this completely wrong and I could be looking actually insane right now, but I'm pretty sure there's like a chick that like comes out of a well. And she's like this. And her name's like Samara or something, right? I don't know. I think Signs had something to do with corn maze, but I, again, was getting fingered during it. So I really don't remember much. That's where you would go experiment when you were a kid. I think I talked about this before on a previous episode. So if you've heard it before, sorry. I'm a repeat storyteller. Somebody asked me, how often do I think you should change your bed sheets? I change my bed sheets often. I always change my bed sheets once a week. If I've been lounging in my bed extra that week, I'll change them more. For me, clean sheets are everything. I know I probably sound like Martha Stewart when I say that. Like, clean sheets are everything. Nothing like a warm pile of clothes from the dryer. But I'm serious. I love fresh laundry. I don't know if that's because I'm a 33-year-old woman, but you want to make me wet? Get some fucking clean sheets, fresh out of the dryer. You heard it here. Yeah, I don't like horror movies. The closest thing that I can do to a horror movie is Labyrinth with, Bowie, or Beetlejuice. We love Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice is an incredible movie. It's as close to a horror movie as I can do. It's a Halloween movie. Halloween's canceled. Will I dress up? Who knows? I may surprise you guys. I may come out strong with a costume last minute. I may just ignore the holiday altogether because it is like 4 days before the election, and who knows what the state of the world will be then. If you're always in your bed, you should wash your sheets more than once a week. Washing your sheets is important. You don't want like weird germs getting in there, weird dirt, weird cum. Like, you got to keep that tight. Like, you can let other things get dirty, I feel, but the bed's got to be clean. The bed's got to be clean, and the bathroom's got to be clean. And honestly, the kitchen has to be clean too. I'm not a stickler for cleanliness. I think the older I get, the more I appreciate a clean home. Especially now that I don't have roommates, aka my parents. No, my parents were really clean when I was living with them. But yeah, there's nothing better than clean sheets, especially during a pandemic. Someone asked if I collect anything again, just vintage clothes. Guys, I have news. I have exciting news. I'm going to be on Cameo. people say, Sarah, why are you joining Cameo? Well, because I have a lot of people who have been asking me fashion questions. They've been asking for fashion advice. I have people who have told me that they want me to tell their boyfriends or girlfriends to stop wearing certain things and they can't do it themselves. So if you want me to send a personalized video to your lover, to your ex-lover, to someone in your life to tell them they need to, freshen up their wardrobe or stop wearing cargo shorts, then I'm your girl. I'll also most likely offer 20-minute weed smoking sessions on Cameo as well. I plan on setting up my account this week, so if you want to smoke weed with me on Cameo, look out for it next week. If you want me to give you fashion advice, I can do 20-minute closet tutorials, makeovers, help you figure out, some solid outfits out of what you have, or tell you what to pair with what, or tell you what never to wear again. I love fashion, and that's just a fun side thing that I'm doing because a lot of people have been consulting me asking fashion questions. So I figure, why not get on Cameo? It's a pandemic. Connect with you guys. If you want to do a longer closet clean out session, we can do that too. So look out for that. That's coming soon. Somebody asked me top 5 favorite foods. So if I'm just going rogue, if I'm just living my best life and not counting calories and just being a fun girl, these are my favorite foods. Eggs Benedict. I fucks with a hollandaise sauce. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that a hollandaise sauce? Also, yes, these headphones are around my neck. Like, am I doing a DJ set in Miami? What's happening? I don't know. There's something about wearing headphones on your neck that really just leaves a real bad taste in my mouth. It's am I Avicii? Am I Skrillex? Am I Diplo? What's happening? So let me put these on my ears. I'm sorry. Now I just feel like a real professional podcaster. This is what happens when you podcast by yourself. You can just look at yourself in the camera and realize that you're a total and complete asshole and that you've been podcasting with headphones around your neck like you're DJing Ultra. Is Ultra a music festival in Miami, or did I just make that up? I don't know. That might not even be a festival that exists anymore because I'm 33 years old. And the last time I went to a festival was probably Coachella when I was in my early 20s. Yes, I got spray tanned for Coachella because your girl likes to party. No, I had a very weird spray tan phase. I actually talked about it a little bit on the podcast I did this weekend with Frank Castillo. I did his podcast with Rachel Wolfson. It's called The Buddies Podcast. It was so much fun. And we talked about so many different things. We talked about how I was a fat kid, which was a fun thing to dive into because that's how I got to be funny. Ugly kids and fat kids get to become funny. Hot kids, they just become losers. I remember there's this girl, I'm not going to name any names. Okay, fine. Her name was Ashley. Ashley, I'm not going to say her last name, but it may have rhymed with Stalin P. Did I say Stalin? No, Stalin P. Ashley Stalin P. Fine, Ashley Allen Lee. No, she was cool. She was a cool middle schooler. Sometimes there's people in middle school that are cool and they're not nice to you. And then you see them later and you're like, karma, it's a bitch. And that happened to a few people that weren't nice to me in middle school. But I'd like to thank them for making me funny. Okay, I don't know why this turned into like a slight therapy session of me talking about how I was a fat kid. No, I was a fat kid. I just never remember getting full. Or I just would eat past the point of being full. And then I got skinny and lost the weight. Then I started being bad. and getting into trouble. And that's when I became a teenager. Okay, guys, and that is the Sara Weinshenk story. You heard it here. Am I wearing flamingo slippers? Yeah. You bet I'm wearing flamingo slippers. Why? Because I'm fun. Would someone who's not fun be wearing flamingo slippers? Now, instead of actually being fun, I just wear fun things like, hey, the party's here. No, I actually name these flamingo slippers. I name them Miles and Ernesto, and they're a gay flamingo couple from Miami. Any questions? No, guys, I'm obsessed with these slippers. They're from Oh Yeah Socks. Oh Yeah Socks is a sponsor of this podcast. Check them out at Oh Yeah Socks on Instagram. That's 3 O's, HYEAH Socks on Instagram. Head to their website, ohyeah.com. Enter discount code SARA10, SARA10 for 10% off. There's socks, there's masks, okay, not only do they have these amazing flamingo slippers. Like, who wouldn't want these in their lives? And you get 10% off, but they also have these rainbow socks. Am I a foot model? Maybe. Maybe I am a foot model. No, if I had nice feet, guys, I wouldn't even be podcasting. I'd be on OnlyFans. But I don't. I don't have nice feet. So catch me covering up my feet with flamingos. Catch me covering up my feet with rainbows. Catch me wearing a cool mask from Oh Yeah. Check out Oh Yeah. Link in the description. Again, discount code Sara, SARA 10 for 10% off. Also, make sure to follow Libra Shops at Libra Shops on Instagram. If you're in the Palm Desert area, head to librashop.com for cannabis delivery. Cannabis is an essential business, and we are so thankful that it is an essential business, because without it, moving would have been a bitch. Now, moving is a bitch in general, but then moving during a pandemic is a certain kind of hell. Why? Because you have to, I had to get movers, and yes, they were wearing masks, but carrying shit with masks on, and it always seems like it's gonna be less than it is. I moved literally one room, and it felt like I was moving. It still feels like I've been moving a 4-bedroom estate from one 4-bedroom estate into another 4-bedroom estate. It's like, I don't know why it's so hard, because I just have a bed and a few other things. But there's something about moving, man, that just takes it out of you. I don't know if it's the combination of moving / pandemic, or if it's just moving in general, but fuck. So thankful for THC, so thankful for CBD, getting me through this year in general. I did Frank Castillo's podcast. I had a great time. I did it with Rachel Wolfson, and make sure to check that out. I also did Kill Tony last week, which was so much fun. I had a great time. It's definitely interesting being at the Comedy Store during pandemic. I performed stand-up in the Comedy Store window last Monday for the first time. That was my first time on stage in a long time, probably since pandemic, since March, and it went shockingly well. It felt like, okay, the only thing I could compare it to was if somebody has your most favorite meal and your most favorite drug, and they give you a little bit of it, and you're like, oh, when can I have that meal and drug again? And they're like, sorry, we don't know if it's safe for you to have that meal / drug ever again, at least not during 2020. That's what it feels like when you get a little hint of stand-up and you just want to keep doing it, but you can't, because there's just way less shows. At least in LA, there's way less shows, and the shows that do exist are outside. And, it's risky too. it's scary. I'm like, are we supposed to be scared of COVID? Are we not supposed to be scared of COVID? Because every time I feel like, okay, maybe we can chill out about COVID, then something happens and it makes me panicky about COVID. How many times can I say COVID? COVID. I have been moving. I said that a few times. I'm going to reiterate that again because I am wearing a dress that I wasn't planning on wearing because, frankly, it's not in my normal rotation. It just happened to be left over because I didn't take it to my new place yet. And so that's the whole story. Dating apps. I have a problem with dating apps. First of all, there's a dating app that I pay for. There's a subscription-based dating app called Raya. I pay for it monthly. This is what they fucking do to me. They give me 6 douchebags at a time, right? They dispense 6 idiots to me at a time. Why am I calling them idiots? Because you can tell they're feeling themselves. There's mirror selfies. There's photos of DJs just with headphones around the neck. You can just tell, like, these men are not looking for relationships. They are just looking for pussy, and there's no shortage of them on Raya. So basically I go through the 7 shitty options that they show me, none of which seem to be even remotely promising. And then this fucking subscription service that I'm already paying $8 a month for during a pandemic says, please pay $7.99 to unlock more options. I am not paying $7.99 to unlock more options because I will be honest with you, I did in fact pay the $7.99 one time to unlock more options. And do you know how disturbing it was? I was like, okay, so now I spent extra money just to literally go through more douchebags, more guys who are DJs, more guys who are, I don't know, just something wrong. There's something wrong with Raya in general. That's probably another reason why I don't know what the next 5 years of my life is going to look like. I don't even know what the next week of my life is going to look like. When somebody asks me my 5-year plan, I'm like, get off my back, Mom. I mean, that's what it feels like. It's like somebody asking you, I don't know. Maybe some people have a clear idea of what their 5-year plan looks like. But for me, I have no idea what that looks like. Hopefully sell a pilot. Hopefully do a stand-up special. Stand-up special for sure, and selling a pilot for sure. Those 2 things need to happen in the next 5 years. Release another podcast that I am working on now. I can't tell you more information about it, but it will be coming soon. So keep an eye out for that. And I'll have more information, and there'll be more of an announcement about that as well. But yeah, I think that if you can, with confidence, rattle off your 5-year plan, then you're a sociopath. Then you're an absolute psychopath. You're like, oh, yes, what I'm going to do is I've actually just never been that type of person. I mean, I'm sure there's like engineers and professors and people who are in the scholastic realm or incredibly intelligent, and they live their life in a very type A type of way where everything is meticulously planned and all of that. But that's just not me. I'm a very whimsical, whimmy person. I do things on whims. I moved on a whim. My neighbor is now a donkey named Pink Floyd. This is not made up. I did move, and my neighbor is in fact a donkey, and his name is truly Pink Floyd. If you've seen my Instagram stories, you've seen him on there. I live next to a donkey and a horse now, and I wouldn't have it any other way, you know? because donkeys and horses, as far as I know, can't get COVID. Donkeys and horses, as far as I know, don't have any political views. I guess donkey is technically the candidate of the Democrats, but better than an elephant, you know what I mean. What I'm saying is, fuck people, surround yourself with farm animals. It's coronavirus. Don't touch people. Keep your hands clean. Hike if you need to. Take a deep breath. Meditate. Smoke a joint. Juice. Do what you gotta do. I bought pumpkin gluten-free bagels because I am a queen and I decided, hey, treat yourself. Normally, I don't eat pumpkin flavored things, but it's fall. I said, you know what? Maybe I need to get in touch with my inner basic. Maybe pumpkin bagel will make me feel even remotely happy. And you know what? It did. For a fleeting moment, I felt something. My serotonin levels increased. I think it was related to the pumpkin bagel. What I'm saying is start by treating yourself to something small. And if that makes, sometimes like the small things do make a big difference. Like, you know what? Eat that ice cream. Take that walk. Am I a motivational speaker? Not no. What if I just became a motivational speaker? Catch me on Reels on Instagram giving motivational speeches. I can't even talk. I don't think I could do a motivational speech. Hold on, let me see. It starts with you. That's right, guys. When you're looking in the mirror and you wake up in the morning, you have to say, can I do it? No. I don't know. That was a very weird motivational speech. Let me try it again. It starts with you. No, I don't think I could do it. It takes a lot of balls to decide that you are a life coach. It takes a lot of balls to decide that you can be a motivational speaker. It's like, who told you that you were motivational? I guess it takes about the same amount of balls to do stand up as it does to become a motivational speaker. What I'm saying is motivational speakers are just failed stand-ups. Oh, the people who give TED Talks, they wish they could do sets, but they don't have what it takes. If you work with TED Talk and you're looking for a speaker, reach out, slide in my DMs. I'm available. I will make a PowerPoint presentation. I'm not afraid. I will wear a headset. I will get to the bottom of what's going on. I will pretend to be important because sometimes I feel like most of everything is just having confidence. Do you ever meet someone and you're like, I thought that they were a genius, but the more that I hang out with them, the more I realize they're just incredibly confident. They have the confidence of Einstein with the intelligence of Justin Bieber. No offense, Justin Bieber. I just feel like maybe you got famous a little too fast. Maybe there weren't enough tutors on set. I feel like he's a great singer. I don't know how smart the guy is. Was that mean? Did I just unnecessarily attack Bieber? Was that part of the plan? No, that was not part of the plan. Are the Beliebers going to come after me? It's fine because I have the Shankstas. That's the first time I've ever said that, and hopefully the last time. Should that be a thing. Guys, also exciting news. I do have merch coming. T-shirts coming soon. Working on a really fun design. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for your girl Shank on Cameo. Please, if you have certain guests you want to see on the podcast, slide in my DMs, tweet me at Princess Shank. That's princess like normal, and then another SHENK. If you're enjoying the show, leave a review. It takes no time, makes a huge, huge difference for me. And I can't tell you how much I truly, truly appreciate that. And share the show with your friends. Subscribe on YouTube. Let me know that you're enjoying the show. Tell your friends about it. Tell your parents about it. If you want fashion advice on Cameo, look for me on there next week. I'll post more about that as well. If you want to smoke weed with me on Cameo, look for me on there as well. I'm going to be offering, I think, longer sessions, like 20-minute sessions. So we can get high together virtually. You heard it here on Shank. Guys, happy Wednesday. I hope you have a magnificent day, and stay safe, stay sanitized, stay sane. Make sure to vote. It's a big election. And thank you guys so much for listening to another episode of Shank. Bye. Happy Wednesday.